morning students, welcome to my channel. In today's video lecture we are going to see the following attributes of the table tag. We have already seen how a table tag works. In my previous online lecture I have already taught you about table tag. So in today's lecture I am going to teach you about all these various attributes which we can use along with table tag. So let's proceed to our computer, because without the practical demonstration of these attributes and their effects, it's no use learning these attributes. So it's better that we do it practically. So now let's move on to our computer. Good morning students. So now over here we are going to see each of these attributes in detail. So very first thing is, these all are the attributes which are contained within your table tag. So we are going to open table and apply each of these attributes. First we will see the border color attribute. So what is the border color attribute? You can provide any color name or any hexadecimal color code to the border of the table. That is all the table border, this is the table border. So you can see that right now the border color is yellow. That is the border as well as the inner grid lines, they completely they together make the border color. So over here what we are going to do is, we are going to use any color name, whether it is a simple color name or the hexadecimal codes, but not the RGB function. Apart from this, we can also apply BG color attribute, which is for changing the background color of your web page, of your table on the web page. So let us try these two out. So let's start coding the table in HTML. So we move on to our Atom Portable software here, and now within this I am going to create a new table. So I'll be going to File, New File, and I'll be first of all saving this file by pressing Ctrl S, or I can also go to File menu, and from here I can select the Save option, and here I can create a new folder by the name My HTML Codes, and within this I can save my HTML document. So it is tabledemo.html. Save this, and now we are ready to work on our system. So now I am going to type the code here. It is always better to type the closing tag also along with the opening tag, so you don't have to keep a track of which tab or which tag you are opening. So we first see HTML, table demo with options, close the title tag, close the head tag, start the body tag, and end the body tag. Now within the body tag I will start the table tag and I will end the table tag, and within this I am going to create a table which consists of 5 rows. So let us see what table it is. So this is the table which we are going to create. So let us come back to our Atom Portable software, and we will be seeing what is there. Firstly, there is a group of how many rows? There are 5 rows. So let us first create a row template first of all. So this is one row, and within that one row, the topmost row is the header row. So we will be using the TH tag to represent individual data items here. So we can just copy the TH tag and paste it how many times? 3 more times. That is a total of 4 times. Now there are number, first name, last name, and points. So we will type here number, first name, last name and points. After this, you can see there are 4 records, so we are going to create those record styles here. Within each row we have 4 different records, so I'm going to type the first record. Now within one row will be contained within the tr tag, and because there are 4 different data values as you can see here, hence we will be creating 4 cells using the td tag. So we will copy this td tag. As I explained in my previous class, that is, in order to save time, you can simply create placeholders first. So now you can see the placeholder for one row or one record is created. Likewise, I need to create these placeholders for 3 more records. The top row has already been mentioned over here because it is the header row, and we need one row we have already created over here, and we need 3 more records. So copy this, paste it 3 more times, and now quickly you can place data within the placeholders. So the first one will be 1 John Watson 95. Second one 2 Andrew Sanders 200. Next is 3 Kyle Smith 25. Next 4 Susan Sunberg 115. And this way our table is created. Let us save this and view it on the browser. So we will go back to our document. First we'll go back to our folder. That is, my folder is this, class 10th, and within that I had created a new folder by the name myhtml code. So I'll double click this. So we have this table here. Now we open this. You can see that this is the original view. I'm just going to increase its magnification, so you can see that the table has been created, but there are no grid lines or the border line in the table. So let us provide a border to it first. So we'll come back to our web page here, and now we are first going to add a border to it. So we go to the table tag, add a border. Suppose I give 1 pixel, so I can type here 1 px, or if you want you can simply type 1. Press Ctrl S, come back to the web page, press F5 key on the keyboard, or you can also press this button, which is the reload button. But for sake of quickening our work, we will be pressing F5 key on the keyboard to refresh or reload the page every time. So here you can see that this table has been created, but we are getting some spacing between the cells, which we will be removing by using the cell spacing option. As I had already explained, I will give 0 pixels to it. Come back here and press F5, and you can see that the border is now consisting of a single line. Now to this border you can apply some color. So for that I'll select border color option, and suppose I provide color red to it, save it, come back, and I press F5, and now you can see that the border color has changed. So this way I can also add any hexadecimal code over here, which normally we would get using our 500 plus color codes, which you already know. So I am only going to press just type the names of the colors and refresh them on the web page. So you can see their effect over here. Our next option is BG color. You all have already worked with BG color in the body tag, where we required the BG color to change the color of the entire web page. So with the BG color attribute within the table tag, you can change the background color of the entire table. So how we can do that? Again, I can select any color, I can just type any color name or color code, press F5, and you can see that the color has been applied on the entire table. Apart from this, if you want, you can also apply the BG color attribute on individual rows. So I am going to apply a color pink on the first row. You can see that the first or header row takes up the color pink. And if I want, I can also change the color for individual cells. So whether it is TH or TD cells, they work the same. So within the first TH cell, I am going to type BG color equals aqua. Come back to the web page, press F5, and you can see that only this cell has taken up the color. Likewise, suppose I want to apply some color to Smith. So I have to first search for that text. So Smith is there within this cell. So within the opening TD tag, I am going to type BG color equals any color, say red, Control S for save. Come back and refresh, and you can see that you can apply the background color on individual cells also. Okay, only thing you need is to go to that individual tag. That is, for example, if you have to apply it on the entire table, then you have to apply BG color attribute on the table tag. If you have to apply it on any particular row, you will be using the TR tag, sending BG color option there. So the color would be applied on the entire row, and if you want to apply it on any individual cell, so within the TD or TH tag, you will apply BG color. So TD or TH. TD and TH have the same property, students, because only difference is TH is for it is a header row cell, whereas TD represents a normal cell. So there is not much difference. Only thing, whatever you write within the TH tag, it appears in bold letters, as you can see over here, and it is centered aligned also. Okay. Our next option is we are going to apply width and height attribute on our table tag. So after BG color, I am going to apply width, and I can apply the width either in percentage or in your absolute pixel values. So first I will show the absolute pixel values. I am increasing it to 700 pixels. Save it, come back to the web page, and you can see that this is the absolute value. Now because 700 pixels are there and my web page is in its maximum magnification, I'll bring down the magnification to 100. So this is 700 pixels on my desktop. So depending upon the resolution of your monitor, you can set it. Suppose I set the pixels to 1300, which is the resolution on my computer. And it is this. If I can also increase it from here, I can make it 1400, and this is how it is. So this is how I can increase the width of my table. Now to increase the height of the table, normally we don't increase the height of the table because height is taken up by the content in the table, number of records or rows in the table, but still you can increase height if you want. Suppose I give 700 pixel here, come back and refresh it on the web page, you can see that the height of your web page has also changed. Now this is not responsive because we have provided absolute values over here. If you want to make it responsive, you have to make use of percentage. That is, you can see over here right now that because the values were given in pixels, even if I am trying to increase or decrease the height, it is providing me with a scroll bar, but the original size of the table doesn't change because I have provided absolute values there. What have I provided? I have provided absolute values. So absolute values means values won't change. But if you want to make your screen responsive, your web page responsive, that is, which changes its size or resizes content according to the size of the web page or of the window, or according to screen size, because nowadays web pages are viewed on mobile devices also, tablets also, various a wide variety of devices. So if I want to do that, then for that purpose I will have to make certain changes here. That is, instead of using pixels, I'll have to provide the width and height in percentage. So suppose I type here 100%. 100% means the table is going to cover the entire screen. So you can see over here it covers the entire screen. Now if I resize it, you can see that as I am stretching or contracting the screen size, it is also, the table is also expanding, so it is responsive. That is, according to the various width, or according to the width and height or the size of the screen, the table automatically resizes itself. So this makes our table or web page responsive. Okay, so this is how you can make your web page responsive. And one more thing we will study, that is align. If you want, now for this I am going to remove the width and height attribute, because I want to show you how the table gets aligned on the web page. So I am going to give center alignment to it. So this is center aligned. Now I removed the width and height attribute. You can use the width and height here also, no problem, but make sure that you don't use 100% size. So I am using 25% here. And this is 25%, so this is center alignment. If I want, I can change it to left alignment, which is the default one. Save it, and this is your left alignment. And right alignment, this is your right alignment. So we saw how to apply border on the table, how to set the cell spacing as 0, that is spacing between the cells, how to apply border color, background color on individual cells, rows, as well as the entire table, how to align the table, how to increase its width and height while keeping the web page responsive or non-responsive. All these things we have discussed today in this class. In the next class we will be discussing a few more examples. Thank you everyone. Please drop a comment if you have any doubts on YouTube, and also like my video, and please share and subscribe. Thank you.